Okay, so I watched Black Roses, which is a 1988 horror movie. And I watched it on Joe Bob Briggs' newest Valentine's special, which also had Frankenhooker as well. Which I didn't rewatch Frankenhooker because I just watched it like a couple months ago. But I did watch Black Roses because I never saw that before. Black Roses is about this conservative town that doesn't like rock and roll music. They think it's satanic. They think it's evil. And there is a guy in a band that comes called the Black Roses that come to the town, and the adults are against it at first, but then they realize, oh, they're not too bad. And then you realize that it's Satan himself is the leader of the Black Roses, and he's turning the kids evil, turning them into evil demons or like followers. And this one is interesting because it was at the height of parents they can't let their kids listen to this kind of music kind of thing, where like all of this music was just considered so hated by adults that like didn't want to show them to kids, and then they made this movie. That's hilarious. I think that's actually a cool idea that they just went against the grain and made a movie about literally Satan taking over, like, to what they thought was happening in real life. Like, I think that's awesome. Really, though, if I had to describe Black Roses, it's sort of forgettable. There's some moments in it that I thought were fun. There's a dad who puts on a record of the Black Roses, and the record melts, and then the stereo makes a hole in it, and then this demon pops out, and this demon pulls the dad slowly through the stereo, which I thought was cool. There is a scene where one girl, like this teacher, who I guess is the main character, the teacher at the end of the movie is fighting against this girl that he's been messing around with, like this student. But the student becomes this demon monster where like it's got a giant ass head and it looks like a dinosaur. Like it's pretty insane. The effects are weird. They're not terrible, but they're really interesting. Like I do remember the effects for this one. There's also some really crazy funny scenes where like the guy is singing, and then when he's singing it turns some of the kids into skeletons. Like they've got clothes on, but they have like skeleton faces. And that stuff is funny. But really, in terms of this one just being kind of forgettable in the fact that none of these characters are super interesting, I don't really know who the main character is supposed to be. I guess it's the teacher, but like it's a weird main character. Like all these actors and characters are just kind of forgettable. Like it's not like they're bad, but it's just this one really felt like it was an effects show. Like whenever it was an effects show, and it wasn't a huge effects show, if that makes sense. Like what I'm trying to say is that the effects were fine, they were good, but those were the highlight of the movie, but the rest of the movie was pretty forgettable. Like, I really don't remember much. This is a similar movie to something like, say, Trick or Treat from 1986, which is another movie about a demonic singer who's taking over. And I think that one, I don't know which one I like more, this one or that one. I thought that one was just okay, too. But this one, I think, really, I'm not going to remember it that well, besides the couple of visual effects that were kind of cool, kind of neat. The music was good. I will give it that. I thought the music was fun and good, and I did like that. I do remember the soundtrack. That's one thing I guess I can say I liked a lot, was the music. But if I was to say that I'm going to rewatch this one again, probably not. It's not super entertaining, but it's whatever. A fine soundtrack and fine effects, but the story and characters and whatever are just not interesting. Like, it just kind of feels like really kind of whatever. So, again, I'm rambling because I'm saying whatever a lot. So, that's it for today. Pretty quick review for Black Roses. But I don't have much else to say about it. So, that's it for today. More reviews coming up, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.